I have been, I think you can hear
Go ahead,
me.
madam. Go ahead, madam. Go ahead,
Okay,
madam.
sir. I will just go for a screen share.
Yes, yes.
So I'm sure all of you have been teaching in one or the other institution. I think, sir, I think the participants are only from education institutions like teacher education, or
Madam,
they're all.
madam, out of 38 participants,
Uh,
30 are from education background and remaining
oh,
8 from
that's wonderful.
Kannada, Sanskrit, psychology, commerce, sociology. Like. Only 8.
That's wonderful, sir.
And they are from
Okay.
different parts of Karnataka and also from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra.
Oh, that's wonderful,
Yes, yes.
sir. Because, yeah,
And of
since
course,
the education department
they have
is
put in more
hosting.
than 10, 15 years of experience.
That's why I wanted to know exactly from which, is it only teacher education or whether it's general also. So it's wonderful to know, sir, that
Please go on.
all the participants are from various disciplines also, I think. So it's the education department, Mysore, has initiated this refresher course. I'm very glad to know, and I thank the department and the university for giving me this opportunity to just give some of my views on this modern trends, which is also recently we have all been witnessing. It is nothing very much out of the box, but it is a wonderful topic, because the more we discuss on this topic, the more knowledge we will be getting on this topic. So it is wonderful for me also to be with this elite group, so that if I don't cover many of the things, we can definitely share with each one of us any different trends other than what is being also mentioned here. So the topic is modern trends and pedagogical practices in higher education. So you all know higher education is definitely been pushed recently to undergo rapid change and transformation. This we have been witnessing just in recent years. This higher education institutions, educational leaders, administrators are all expected to remain updated. See how we all undergo all these kinds of orientations, refreshers, etc. Even the educational leaders or the administrators or the institutions all are expected to remain up to date, that is with the modern trends, because the society demands not only with this to provide high quality education, but also to be in pace with the new generation also. One second. New generation also. So educators are faced education while the society. One second, my next slide is not. Okay, sorry. Okay, so when I'm talking about the society, the educators usually face a lot of countless possibilities for strategic or to plan strategies or for any opportunity for expanding their institutions. When we talk about society here, society as a whole, might be it is institution, leaders, administrators, teachers, students, it is definitely, benefiting the society with the to increase the access to education. Especially, we always look into something new, something innovative, something trending. We always ask, oh, when we talk anything, in our recent digital era, we talk about trending a lot. So, or might be new or something, innovative. So, this is, highly when it comes to education, definitely teaching and learning is definitely goes hand in hand, and innovative teaching methods also should be something trending when we take up our teaching into our classrooms. So this is highly interconnected world where there are a lot of challenges that the society faces, but definitely while facing these challenges, it should be not only innovative, but also it should be affordable. It should be cost effective. It should be relevant, and also it should provide high quality in education. So when we say, all these are challenges for a teacher in the classroom, higher education, when it is aiming at to provide high quality education in this, during this past years, we all witnessed COVID-19 pandemic. It presented an opportunity for all, educationists for rethinking assumption about education in general and higher education in particular. In the light of the general crisis, when the pandemic occurred, especially when it came to the so-called emergency remote teaching, we all educators from, whether be it any grade or might be the context, the necessity of rethinking their roles, the ways of supporting the students' learning task, and the image of students as well, learning, organizing learning, and also giving autonomous to society all came up. So when we witnessed this outbreak, was helping the higher education institutions for sharing at, especially the digital world, to take on the digital world. So when we say taking on the digital world, we started sharing at not only conferences, it was very challenging to definitely take it into the classroom and also on a day-to-day basis. So this current, dimension in higher education was whatever was trending. So what is this trend? What is this innovation? What is this general? So trends is a general, it is nothing but important to us, not only as teachers, but also for research. It also helps in researchers. Trends, when I have already put it here, it provides a unique insight. So it influences decisions. Definitely, when I say unique insight, that means the decision, whatever we are taking as teachers, as a classroom leader, it influences the decision. Trend in general direction, in which Sati, that I've already put it there, in which something is developing or challenging. And you can also call it as fashion. See, we all are, humans. When we talk about trending, is synonymous with um, innovation with fashion. So anything, especially we, women, we always say, fashion, it is so fashionable. So whatever is in fashion, we would like to possess that. So that should be the thirst for a teacher also, to go ahead and hug the new innovation or the trend, whatever. So a trend therefore is nothing but innovation. So I have already put what is this innovation is. So it is a question that we need to ask, which was inside the box. So from which we operate without it, or as well as within it. So it is within us. Whatever we are, talking about innovation or trending, it is a question mark to us. So we have that question mark, which we can also operate from within us. So what is that? We should have a vision. We should have imagination, creativity, or innovation, and definitely, many other things. So this trend is more actually all these things, whether vision, for example, we can measure with evidence. Definitely, yes, all the educational institution has vision. So a teacher will have a vision, be it an organization, be it a teacher, we definitely, we have a vision, and it is nothing but a trend. A vision, is more measurable with more evidences, so that it confirms that yes, trend is existing. Because whenever we write down a vision, we always see that we have our own goal for the institution or for the student or for a teacher, etc. So at the same time, might be it is fleeting also. Okay, you can just see it, means it goes on. So it's a little, definitely a territory institution encourages timely response to these trends. That is why we always, write down whenever we enter an education institution, an university, or any place of learning, we see this vision. So likewise is all our uh, recent whatever I put, imagination, creativity, whatever, you can just go. So what is this recent research, as we were all speaking? In the recent research, it talks about, teaching learning becomes the center of everything. When it is the center of everything, we already recently witnessed a change, especially, in India. See, when we talk about private privatization, globalization, and then comes digitalization. In the recent education system, we are witnessing digitalization. So it definitely influenced Indian education system. So there is a paradigm shift in the field of education. So what is this paradigm shift? Definitely, we have been given the document called 2009 NCF. So it 2009 NCF, clearly gives us the guiding principle based on the student-centric progressive learning. When we say student centric, okay, progressive learning means it should definitely result in the paradigm shift of the role of a teacher from teacher centered to student centered. So earlier, teachers followed traditional strategies in which we all know that, teachers emphasize it or might be laid down many things that, only stressed upon the content. They try to link that knowledge which they were imparting in different ways while they were disseminating information to students. Then, with the advent of technology, definitely teaching learning theories, modern resources, multimedia oriented resources, traditional teaching strategies are no longer definitely not making student more joyful learning. This is what all of us crave, that we want to see a smile on our student's face, after teaching. Definitely after this session also you would say, okay, you got one point, or you could definitely, feel that point that we should implement this in our classrooms. So this joyful learning is very much necessary in today's world. So when I say joyful learning for a teacher, for a student, definitely is very, very important. So the teaching should be definitely converted into joyful process. Joyful process for what? For whom? It should become student-centric learning. Then it becomes joyful because we need to address the needs of the students. So this student-centric learning should generate not only interest in students and motivate them, but also, they should feel that, yes, I want to go to the class. Yes, I have so much to learn. I have to gain knowledge. These should be the thoughts that craving, thirst for knowledge, or thirst for learning, thirst for coming up with some, creativity, new thinking, etc. So this paradigm shift definitely occurs from, teacher dominated and a unidirectional classroom to student centric, joyful, burdenless partnership between teacher and student, between teacher and student. So that is why, there comes, innovative pedagogical practices. There comes innovative pedagogical practices, because when we want to give a smile on the student's face, enrich their knowledge, help their learning styles, we also should see that we come up with something called innovative modern strategies, or trending strategies, you can call them as, to these kind of classroom situations. So then when I talk about this modern trends, definitely, in higher education, definitely when is education or higher education, because here I'm not talking about school education, definitely. It is definitely higher education. So the aim might be, the concern or the examples of pedagogical practices or pedagogical, I can say, innovative practices that drive transformation in this higher education system. So that is why, we have to think of different practices to help our students to learn better and also to make teaching, learning more effective. So, friends, I think I'm clear till here. Whatever points I've discussed, I hope I've made it clear. So, actually, when we say even trends, not only insight into the approaches, might be whether it's university, be it institutions, be it teachers, be it anybody, it is a fast evolving environment. It gives an overview of what? The overview of the higher education that, is looking for a change. So a trend as a broad predominant direction is definitely these days developing very rapidly, and also we can see the transformation. So this changing, pedagogical landscapes, that we try to look into. So pedagogical practices is nothing but pedagogical changes that we want to look into. So this higher education definitely during this pandemic made, higher education to just go into a new major trend where the dependency of use of technology for teaching and learning was, you know, wider. It was wider, as you all witness, we all witness, we are still witnessing now. And it is not only quick, easy, and reachable, but also, it helps on learning as emergency, both teaching and learning as emergency online courses, because, without the necessary time frame to prepare for this, we just can't move on. So definitely you all are sitting elsewhere, but still we are all connected now. So thanks to this new technology or use of technology, which is one of the major trend that we all, could witness in the recent years. So moving from traditional style classroom to online is not enough to, deliver quality education. So definitely we have to think of flexible educational models. We should have to think of flexible educational models which we can adapt to educational, social, economic needs of the society. That is very much important. So it should be flexible. What flexibility? Models of teaching should become flexibility. Educational model should become not only flexible but also adaptable for the entire society. So we can also debate, might be, the future of educational system might question, also the foundations of the institution, which is compelled to adapt to the social context, that is technology, which plays a very predominant role. But existing teaching models, I'm not saying to remodel or be replaced. The teaching models that we already are witnessing, we are adopting in our classrooms. We are also, helping students learn using our models. So it is not that just we should replace this, but use technological advances to enhance these traditional forms is very, very important. So this traditional forms of pedagogy expanding the, should definitely becomes effortless. It should be affordable for all of us. So there are a lot of challenges also that we face when we talk about this. There are a lot of challenges when we talk, because one of the recent trend is, all of you now just heard me saying, it is technology. So despite the advantages, we all know the advantages that see now we all are connected, we all are witnessing, we all are going to debate, we all are going to discuss, we all are going to, speak or come out creatively after probably end of the session that at least each one of us might come up with new innovative or trending teaching pedagogy. So there are a lot of not only advantages associated with pedagogical innovations, which is supported by technology, but challenges also exist. So what is this challenges? Definitely technology plays a predominant role. When I say it plays a predominant role, it is, it is slower than expected. Why it is slower might be, uh, in the society, might be when it comes to rural place, or might be the data, might be the Wi-Fi connection. There are a lot of challenges that we face. That is why it might become very slower than expected. Might be this will, be an impact on teachers, learners, and also, decision makers, whom we call decision makers, might be experts, institutions, organizations, universities, etc. So, and these decision making, the impact in the decision making might be in terms of structure and also content design. That is what I have given you the point in terms of content design. So there might be some barriers also to technology implementation. So what kind of barriers? We all have already witnessed these barriers. We all have, experienced these barriers. We have also tried to overcome them. So barriers, the role of teacher when we talk about the barriers might change. So the difference in technology use between might be a novice, a new teacher, and an experienced teacher might be different. So when we definitely take up a lot of studies, we also find there's a lot of difference. Might be a novice is definitely better than a 10-year experienced teacher, because the technology, the kind of exposure, the quickness, it is incomparable. We all know. Similarly, might be the other barrier, might be teachers' attitude towards, and also the beliefs that technology, oh God, we all know, we used to, even me, even in this, giving you online session, oh, technology, my God, when we witness students or people or, all elite peoples like you in the class, the kind of presentation, the kind of thinking, the kind of interaction is definitely different from online. We cannot be totally, ourselves when we just sit in front of this technology and use this technology. So the teacher's attitude or the belief about this implementation had lot of influences. Might be, it was also challenging. I'm sure you all have also undergone this challenge. Might be you'll take it easy. Might be you'll say, okay, there's a PPT. Might be, okay, there, I'm also, saying this because even I'm feeling when I asked there were 38, might be it is taking easy. The program or the presentations or might be interaction or be it, the present, presenting yourself, everything. So definitely, when we do this, we have to choose the appropriate tools for making this teaching learning better. So, challenges, implementation of technology is definitely a challenging task for all. Initially, when, especially during COVID, suddenly we all had to go switch ourselves, though in conferences, seminars, we were all doing it, but there was a sudden shift during this pandemic that each one of us, started using all this online technology. So both, probably when I say technology, even these days, IA is also there. Might be, I'm not be, I might be having an imposter. Recently in the paper also, we read the news that SP Balasubramaniam voice was used by AI. Okay. So we don't know. Definitely, there is lot of challenges. This is one of the example I can give. It is a challenge because now AI has been replaced. AI face challenges because of theoretical background, might be evidence based. There is lot of challenges, with the new technology, that is AI, that has been introduced. So this is one example I can definitely keep before you all. So I think now when I'm talking about, that we have to think of different technologies to see that within technology, we have to use lot of other innovative practices. It is definitely very challenging. So I hope I have made some things clear to you all. Any one of you have questions that you need to ask? You people can go ahead and ask me, or can we proceed?
No question, madam. You may proceed, madam.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Okay, fine. Then I think now let us, come into the main topic, pedagogical practices. So when I was talking about innovation, trending, or the fashion, that I can use as a simple dialect is fashion, but definitely a better word is trend. The much better word I can say is innovative. So when we talk that all of us should adopt, so this modern innovative pedagogical practices for the classroom instruction is very, very important because we have to achieve better outcome, make students very joyful learning. Then also we should have congenial environment, and also see that learners will take something with them and they can explore something more innovative. Should be our goal. So the key role of teacher, especially the teachers, will be to help students in practice, improve them, encourage them. Also, you can come up with lot of strategies, identify them. Might be a student in our classroom, might be, having definitely different pedagogical innovation that can be shared in the classroom. It's not necessary, as I said, technology has made a novice learner or a teacher better than an experienced teacher. So this teaching learning strategies can be definitely, looked one by one now. So we have to start as teachers, not only, using innovative approach in our classroom while teaching. Not only our paper pedagogy definitely talks about methodology, but also embracing this new trends, or might be as educators, we can also have our own personalized teaching technique or learning method, or might be we can also collaborate with the youngsters who can come up. See, now for recently, you all know, you know, new startups, all youngsters are getting an opportunity to have their own startups. India has given them opportunity. So as a teacher, as a leader of the class, we can also think of these kind of innovative approaches. Might be a student can come up with a new innovative pedagogical practice, or might be an approach that we can use for a particular topic while we are teaching. So we will just look into, I have just here identified only, some 10 to 12 pedagogical uh, practices that a teacher can adopt in the class. You can also, it is not, there is no hard and fast rule. I told you technology is a must in using all these practices. You can also add up to many because lot of research has been done on this area in the modern uh, pedagogical practices. Each one of them have come up with their own practice that they can adopt in the classroom while they are teaching. So it's not necessary. We are only just trying to, give some old wine in a new bottle. or to add up might be a new novice learner might come up, or a novice teacher might come up with definitely a different blend of technology and teaching and learning approach. So I have identified here some 10 to 12 or 13 of them. I am going to discuss that in length. Now, let us go into the first one. We all know this strategy, that is teaching learning strategy using multimedia. This is one of the oldest. You can see the three circles here. What does this identify? We all know. Earlier, this, actually aspect was teacher, student, and content. I think you all remember teacher, student, and content, or the subject matter. But there is a shift now. That is the multimedia or the technology that we talk. So whenever we were always, talking. That is why we say, Confucius has said very clearly, I hear and I forget, I see and I believe. I do and I understand. That is why this multimedia, long ago, multimedia became one of the important, trying to give our content with the help of multimedia. So when people, a lot of research say that people remember 20% of what they see, okay, 40% of what they see and hear, but 75% of what they see, hear, and also do it simultaneously. That is what I do and I understand. That is what they see and hear is definitely much better, and research has also, given the percentage of it. Oh, sorry. Okay.
ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟೈಮ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು
Okay. So multimedia is definitely, it is pre-meeting the educational system as a tool for effective teaching, which all of us have used definitely. The communication of the information can be done in more effective manner, and it can be an effective instructional medium for delivering information. We all know that. But multimedia experience that, we have to create something. It is not just borrow from somewhere. So for that particular concept or the topic that we are going to teach, we have to use multimedia to come out with definitely a positive attitude to apply that knowledge to enrich our teaching. So multimedia can be defined, with a combination of various digital media. When we say it is multi, means more than two. So digital media such as might be, combination of text, images, sound, and video. Definitely smart board is also one of the easiest way of adopting it, that we can definitely use all these text, image, sound, and video, which becomes integrated multi-sensory interactive application while we are teaching. So in other words, I can just put it in a very simple way, is multimedia definitely means an individual or a small group using a computer to interact with information that is represented in several media, that is text, images, sound, and video. So there are a lot of research that is being done on this basis also. The picture also, definitely must be giving you all a very clear idea. And we all know, I don't think I need to discuss this at length. So when we use this computer assisted multimedia, traditional teacher definitely is directed, direct instruction definitely produces a lot of positive effects on her or his teaching, isn't it? So we also have a paper called ICT, or computer assisted or computer learning. We also have definitely as one of the huge papers in higher education. Now after NEP 2020 also, probably, I don't know whether I can discuss, but still the document is there in NCR. NEP 2020 clearly says, in every stage of learning, this has become compulsory. Learning through technology has become compulsory. So there is something called computer assisted learning, or computer assisted or computer learning, some paper title in each kind. So multimedia instructional strategy at every level definitely reproduces, better learning. So this strategy can be used for better teaching and learning. So this is definitely all will agree, because you all would have done that same in your own classrooms, which would have given you definitely better presentations. And the second one is convergent and divergent thinking strategy. I don't think this strategy also I need into going, but still it's my duty. Let me just give you a couple of points. See, we always, as especially sir, when he said there were more than 20, teachers working in teacher education institutions, also definitely convergent and divergent thinking strategy. We all definitely would have also given sessions. So what's divergent thinking, which definitely involves, I've already put it, various creative ideas. Divergent thinking, various, that is the ideas that it gives for many problems. So it is the right brain, the right brain of our system, the brain, what I'm talking, the brain, what we have physically. On the right side, the creative process is more, and it is definitely more vital, definitely in this 21st century education. So on the other hand, students definitely use convergent thinking also. It is not that convergent thinking also students use with many tasks that they will be assigned, and they are also standardized sometimes. So that is the left side of the brain, left side of the brain for logical process. So convergent thinking, the term was definitely, coined by Guilford. All of us know, a psychologist. You all know about Guilford. So it is a type of thinking that focuses on upcoming with single best, or I've already put it in my PPT. So you can also, just ask a question if necessary. So it emphasizes on what? On the memory, and definitely which can be recalled. So it is basically the memory, that is the recall method. So it is more of facts, that is logical thinking that we are talking. So using logical and thoughtful combination of convergent and divergent thinking as teaching learning strategy, our educational anya itself is a creative innovation. Don't you think it's so beautiful? Because with only one, we cannot do things. Just having divergent thinking, we have ideas, but we don't know how to organize it logically. So we need the right side of the brain as well as the left side of the brain. So it is definitely, it is very, very important. And this strategy helps in giving or coming up with a lot of creative innovation. So that is what we are trying to look for. So then comes the mind mapping. Of course, mind mapping is such a beautiful concept that while, especially in teacher education institutions, when we take up our pedagogy classes, mind mapping becomes one of the important or beautiful way of teaching our content. Because we can, when we talk about student centric here, it will definitely help students, to come out with their own ideas. So mind mapping is definitely, might be, you can also take up the present example. When we say COVID is a word. For that, you can come up with beautiful mind mapping, because there are so many things that even we were not aware of it. So when we talk about COVID, when we do mind mapping, what you people are seeing here as a small mind map image might be, when I use that word COVID, it comes out with a huge mind map. It's beautiful. So we can ask students to write essays, do presentations, have a debate, and many, many other things. So it becomes, when we say mind mapping, might be it is very expressive, might be the causes, might be, it is an association, might be it is the language, flow of the language, and when we say use images, or might be it is technology again, not only images, cards, beautiful writing, drawings, etc., but also technology. So it can have all these four things when we are doing mind mapping. So mind mapping becomes a beautiful concept that we all can witness. So it can be used by not only teachers to explain this for our, during our pedagogies, or might be many beautiful topics when we take up. Some of the topics definitely, mind mapping is definitely suitable, because they are much quicker, easier. Actually, it becomes easier to remember and also review because of this image, the quality of the image that we create, because we are helping the students themselves to create, or the teachers can put this, the entire chalk and talk pattern, mind mapping can be combined, integrated. So this becomes one of the beautiful strategy. So the non-linear nature of this mind map also helps in linking, and also with, giving reference to different elements. Mind mapping definitely is flexible. Don't you all think it is flexible? So it means that, possessing several users in the classroom, not only just, for giving your talk, or not only giving your lecture, or to explain a concept, but also helping students to come with, might be different kinds of writing, might be, I told you, not only just essay writing, in that it can be a process writing, it can be a persuasive writing, it can be many styles of writing, and also an advertisement, might be many things. When say higher education, especially in commerce, or might be in management, they can come up with this beautiful concept. So it becomes easy for learning also, and for remembering. So this application of mind mapping also includes using lesson planning for teachers, which helps in lesson planning. And also, it increases to recall the content that the teacher wants to explain in the class, that she wants to definitely, definitely she'll be having a vision, that, or that creativity that she wants to carry on in her session. Definitely mind mapping will help her in planning the lesson, including all this concept that you're seeing in that image. So it also might definitely boost the confidence of the teacher. Yes, which is very, very important. Confidence, is very, very important to make students to learn. So it also helps in smooth running of the lessons, or the flow of the language, or whatever we call. So this mind mapping, secondly, it is a strategy that will lead to improve in pupils learning, that I was already mentioning, in pupils learning, isn't it? So in length, I'll tell you how it is going to help. So might be helping them to develop, or to characterize, categorize all the skills that they have learned, and also supporting them in depicting the information, supporting them in depicting the information with a definitely a visual, might be for the flow chart, might be, the presentations that they want to make it simple. Instead of just having only the textual presentation, they can come up with this with just one picture. They can just go on presenting in the classroom. So it is definitely a powerful cognitive tool. You all should agree this with me. Yes, when mind mapping, the picture looks very crooked, or might be a tree with lot of branches, but all these lot of branches gives fruits, flowers, and beautiful seeds, etc. That we shouldn't forget. So this beautiful cognitive, it becomes a beautiful cognitive tool which can be used for variety of or might be modes of teaching or learning. Also, ability to associate and non-linear thinking, which helps in non-linear thinking. That is very, very important. Then mind mapping can also, used as software. You all know it can be used as a software, as a, this can be used as a chalk and talk, I told you. This in technology, it can be used as a software for a successful way to support children's exploration and presentation. Then comes the last one, it is also an useful strategy that I would like to discuss when we say it is one of the image. Through with image, you can also, there are a lot of points that I just picked up to just tell. All the points are there in that mind map. So it is definitely a strategy for introducing new concept, also to provide for the whole class to focus on definitely, which we all in recent years are stressing on research work or the research project. And also, after all these things, teaching, learning, then providing, going into a new concept, then research projects, then comes assessing the student learning, which is very important. So all this can be done with the help of mind mapping. This we shouldn't forget. So I'm sure I made this point clear. I hope this usually mind mapping always is mistaken in recent years to use only technology, not necessarily. I think all of you can definitely use it not only in with technology but also with chalk and talk. You can just go for you want to talk about might be any theory of learning, any learning theory. You can use mind mapping definitely, because eliciting the answers from the students that we want helps them in learning. So all these 6 points that I told you are definitely advantages of using mind mapping. So this is one of the third type of third type of strategy that we all can use. So coming to the next type, chunking strategy. What is this chunking? Teaching in chunks. We know we have a lot of principles of teaching where we go from whole to part, etc. Like that, this chunking also is a strategy to break down the information into small pieces. It is definitely, we all, principles of learning. We have learned all these things. We all know all these things, read and taught so many times. So it is a strategy not only to break down information, but, the reason is the reason the brain needs is assistance, because working memory, which can manipulate information, hold limited amount of information one at a time. See, the psychologists usually tell, especially in this new generation, whatever, their presence of mind, their learning space or the memory will be only there 10 minutes and not more than that. So how to help them to retain this, or how to help them using, this method of teaching help students, because we want joyful learning in our classroom. This is what I told in the beginning. So chunking is good, useful, memorizing cognitive tool. Definitely, you all know, even when we were young, especially when we talk about rhymes, when we go back to our kindergarten, it is like, say, when we say twinkle, twinkle, like it is in chunks. See, we say twinkle, twinkle, little star. We just don't say it together at a time. So it is like that, using one at a time. So it is a good memorizing cognitive tool, which all of us have been trained in our younger days. So this kind of cognitive tool can be used in our teaching to help even students to learn, because we know our classrooms will not be, whether be it in secondary education or might be in higher secondary or might be coming to our degree level, the students are students, and the learning is, definitely I mean, the classroom will definitely have a mixture of all kinds of students, not just genius or not just, a slow learner or anything, a mixture of it. So this chunking method will definitely help in, training cognition. So by separating individual elements, that is the larger blocks, into smaller one, makes them to retain, recall, and recognize. This is very, very important. It's going to help in what? Not only to retain, recall, and recognize, because most of the students we can see. That is why I initially put it, not only when we use multimedia, that is why not one method can be used, one strategy, one practice that can be. So a teacher should go every with a new strategy to the class. For that particular topic, which would be better, should be able to, understand these and then prepare for the session in our classrooms. Then it becomes beautiful for not only presenting but also helping students to have a joyful learning. So this chunking strategy is definitely a good pedagogical innovation which minimizes that cognitive load that student will be having by increasing their mental storage capacity. Because the more, we always say students, the more number of times you practice, the more more you can retain. So this chunking, you should go in small bits and blocks and then into the larger thing. So it is a category which adds meaning and also depth to the learning. The students, it helps. I thought somebody, called me. They had some doubt or something. Okay. Then, teacher may use not only this strategy, which is applicable in maximum learning, but also, in giving instruction, also taking lot of learning objects to the classroom. That is what in chunks. It is not just text, which I was talking. It is definitely, we have to use variety. We talk about a lot of teaching aids. I think this picture will definitely help you all see how we look at the instruction, the practice, and how to collaborate, how to, help children, I mean, the students to understand whatever is being discussed in the class. So this content that is conceptually related should be meaningful and also should be understandable. This is very, very important. So this kind of, using chunking strategy might be, you might get a question on your mind. Might be this strategy is useful in lower classes or something? No, definitely not. Because at all levels, all students definitely have their own pace of learning, which we all should also not feel hesitant to say that we can't accept and you have to cope up. No, it will just become our stupidity. So we should definitely help them in see that, they are going to accept. Might be, puzzles. We all know in lower classes or might be even in secondary schools, we go with a lot of cubes or puzzles, crosswords, or might be, things like that. Even in higher classes, a teacher to teach a certain topic, which can lead to logical thinking, can also prepare using certain small bits or small demonstration in the class. I definitely remember, I think you all have also seen one of the most famous it is not a story, but it is an happening where a professor goes to the class to tell how much, information can be stored within us. It is not that we can't say, oh, we are exhausted. It is too much. We cannot take this, that is why just each, people have recreated this, in fact, but this is one of the thing that was used in one of the US universities where a professor taught for higher, UG programs, where he goes with a plain jar glass with lot of marbles, pebbles, then sand, then water, etc. Like that. I'm just giving you one small, just a small sketch for about this example. Goes to the class and asks the students first to add sand, then to add water, then to add marble. Then it doesn't fit. Okay, it doesn't fit because definitely the sand would have already, occupied lot of place in the jar. So he will give another jar and ask the students to first, go in the reverse order. Just first put marbles or the huge marble, very huge one, not marbles what we play. First, those huge marbles, then small, tiny pebbles. Okay, that when you shake it, will definitely go and settles in the small places. Then the sand, because it is very thin and very flowy, definitely it will also take the place in the same jar. And then you can pour that liquid water where it occupies. So it is so beautiful that, the teacher goes in chunks, I can say. So the learning, this strategy, even in higher education, this strategies will definitely help in thinking in number of ways, because the internal thought or the brain is definitely capable of producing, you know so many things. That is why as a teacher we have to also come up with our own strategies. But definitely chunking strategy is not just a strategy used at lower level, but as I've just given you the example now, it is also used in the higher level. Might be you can also think of coding, encoding the messages. You can just go with a picture, a semantic encoding, put it, and have 1 hour session. That will be wonderful. So it can also be done there, and because students would be already having some kind of knowledge, might be especially while teaching science like structural coding, etc. It can be used. And this it should be like you're developing a certain kind of skill among learners, how to adopt to the new way. So it sounds easy, but the method how you take on is very, very important. So definitely we can find ways. It is not just uh, saying, oh, this is very easy. Mind mapping, it is very easy. No, not at all. It all definitely needs creativity, definitely needs divergent thinking, definitely needs our cognitive ability to be enriched. All that should also take place among the learners. So these strategies might be you people would have heard. You think it is simple, but when we take up examples and start teaching in the class while implementing these strategies, then we will definitely come across many things. So I think I have given 4 kinds of strategies till now. I think we'll take a break, and I'll come back for the next session. I think 10 minutes early I will join because I'm winding up. I need to take a break now for 10 minutes. Do you all agree, or do you have questions? We can definitely discuss.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
So what time shall we
Okay,
get
madam.
back?
Thank you.
We shall continue.
Madam, break at 3:15 now.
Okay.
3:15 to 3:45, madam, break.
Yeah, now actually it is actually only 3 o'clock. So we'll come back early for 10 minutes. Or should I discuss one more point?
As you wish, madam.
Shall I finish? Huh?
As you
Yeah,
wish.
sure, Miss ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. I will take up this 5th one, Z2A approach. Okay. So it is so nice, no? A to Z we always hear, but this is Z2A. So what is this teaching strategy? So Z2A approach definitely attempts, were made in this, whoever the researcher found out this Z2A approach, attempted were made to explain the application or the proof for about a particular concept first and then the theorem. Usually we talk about the theorem and uh, um, concept, first we just draw the picture when we are teaching the theorem, then we go into the explanation, etc. So whereas this is Z to A, what it is talking, it is just opposite to the traditional one, and the novelty lies in what? In the art of presentation. That is why most of our students, for example, theorem, the moment they hear theorem, okay, example, Pythagoras theorem, definitely even I can't recall Pythagoras theorem. So usually Pythagoras theorem is explained as a theorem because we are going from definition to the, that is from the rule to the generalization. So it should always be from generalization to the rule. That is what it says as Z2A approach. So in this method, we all know, this Galileo also used this experiment when he drops a cannonball. For example, of Galileo, if I can give you an example, he drops a cannonball and a feather from the top of the world. You all know, means world in the sense whenever he did his experiment. So when it drops, definitely which will come faster to the down. So this is from the, might be, Galileo went to, I don't know where he went, because I just remember this example to be given, probably somewhere in France. Okay, so he explained this theorem, making them fall both together. So this attempts to explain the application, that there is a proof that the ball falls faster to the gravity, because of that gravity or because of the weight, and the feather, definitely it will take longer time. So the students would definitely get interest in knowing this, because it is also an imagination. It's not necessary as to take them to Eiffel Tower or to Pisa or to anywhere, top of the world, and do this experiment. As a teacher, we all can do this in the classroom, I'm just giving an example. It's not necessary. Even a social science teacher can make students to go into that imagination, how the civilization was built. Though we don't build it in the classroom, we can, with the help of creativity, imagination, and all these strategies that we use. So we can also do that in our by proof part. Proof is should we should have that proof in the class. Definitely, it is beautiful to teach even in the with the in the social science classrooms or in any general classroom. So the students would get interest in knowing what is the cause of this. So this approach will make a particular concept clear to the students, develop also interest among them, exactly the concept, and which becomes long lasting memory. The concept, when we take up this approach, it becomes very, the memory stays for very longer time. And also we can help them to have this correlation of this concept. We have that concept mapping, we have concept, also, models. So when we are talking about the trend, so this is Z to A approach. So this pedagogical technique of teaching learning generates meaning among the learners. So this we have to think for which topic, how to use. So all the strategies cannot be used for all the topics, but it can be used definitely for each one as a unique way of going into the class every day, having a fresh start, using a fresh strategy where it makes students to come back to our classes. That is very, very important for us. So this pedagogical technique will definitely also be, might be it is simple, but it can also be used in our classroom. This is what I would like to tell. Might be, some more examples also can be quoted. Might be even, teaching languages also in our, I'm talking about higher education kindly. So means undergraduate students, even in such classes while teaching poetry, we can definitely go to Z2A approach, because might be we talk, the bird sitting on the tree and a person sitting under the tree, and the way he imagines, then we have to go why, it is happening, and what is making this person to come up with such kind of poetry. So that is called Z2A approach. So I think 5 we have covered. Now I think I need to take break. And I expect all of you can come up with some questions in my next session also. I have 5 more strategies to, discuss with you all. I'll do it. I think we shall take a break. I'll come back by 3:40. Is that
Yes,
fine?
madam.
Yes, madam. Okay.
Right?
Okay, madam.
Okay, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, madam.